An effort to reform California's bail system has stalled in the state legislature. The bill, proposed by an Oakland assemblyman, would require taking a suspect's economic status and criminal past into account when determining bail amounts. Opponents have lobbied hard against that measure, including the reality TV star known as Dog the Bounty Hunter. Last night, the bill failed by a single vote in the assembly, but lawmakers may revisit the issue after a commission of judges makes recommendations. Now, in one county here in the Bay Area, a process that does consider economic factors and criminal history is already in place. KPIX 5's Wilson Walker shows us how it works in Contra, Costa County.
One thing that's important about it, it's not like we just plug it into the robot and it spits out whether or not the person is going to be released or not.
For most of his 17 years on the bench, Judge Stephen Austin handled bail hearings pretty much by the book. He checked the bail schedule, matched the criminal code with the prescribed amount, and that was it. But now, that process often includes an algorithm.
And then you know more about, by statistics really, what the likelihood is of that person's going to either reoffend or how likely they are to come back.
It's a way many jurisdictions are trying to end what public defenders have long seen as an unfair choice for poor defendants.
Which is plead guilty to get out of jail and go back to your life and your family and your job, or assert your innocence in a case where you may have done nothing wrong, but stay in jail because you're too poor to buy your freedom.
The new approach does still use the bail schedule, but it also looks at things like a defendant's criminal history, employment status, family and housing circumstances. And that gives a judge more flexibility, something that can help ease our soaring jail costs.
A substantial proportion of the people that are in the county jails are not convicted of any crime. They're there awaiting trial on the crime that they've been arrested for.
And remember, we now have cheaper ways of tracking defendants.
It's a policy that made a lot more sense hundreds of years ago.
So how is the algorithm approach working in Contra Costa County?
93% of them have not reoffended.
And that's the statistic that could change the way California courtrooms tackle bail.
I like any program where we get to work with all the people involved in the justice system to do something that is better for all of us. And I think this is one of those programs, so it's exciting to be working with it.
In Martinez, Wilson Walker, KPIX 5.